We're going to move on to Washington now and the impeachment trial of President Trump. Today marks the final day senators can question the legal teams ahead of the key vote tomorrow on getting testimony from witnesses like John Bolton, the White House fighting to block that testimony, and the publication of Bolton's new book, in which he makes explosive claims that strike at the heart of Trump's defense. Our senior congressional correspondent Mary Bruce tracking all the latest on Capitol Hill. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. Well, senators here have now asked over 90 questions in a pointed debate that stretched past 11 o'clock last night. And the president's team is now zeroing in on an eye-raising new defense. Even if the allegations are true, they say using military aid to get political favors is not impeachable. As senators grilled both sides late into the night, President Trump's legal team employing a new defense, claiming the president can solicit information from foreign governments about his political rivals.
It's not campaign interference for credible information about wrongdoing to be brought to light, if it's credible information.
But both the FBI director and the head of the Federal Election Commission have said campaigns should not accept foreign help. Democrats fired back.
Now apparently it's okay for the president to get information from foreign governments in an election. That's news to me.
Republicans are pushing for a speedy trial and say if Democrats call witnesses like former National Security Advisor John Bolton, they'll have their own wish list too.
I want Adam Schiff. I want Hunter Biden. I want Joe Biden. I want the whistleblower. If we get anybody we want, we will be here for a very long time.
Democrats say those witnesses aren't relevant to the case, but John Bolton is. A first-hand witness, Bolton reportedly writes in his upcoming book that Trump directly linked military aid to Ukraine to investigations into his rivals. On Twitter, the president attacking his own former advisor, saying Bolton begged for his job and calling his book nasty and untrue. The administration has sent Bolton's team a letter warning that his book cannot be published in its current form, claiming it contains top-secret information. All eyes remain on those key undecided Republican senators who could vote to call witnesses.
I send a question to the desk on behalf of myself, Senator Murkowski, and Senator Romney.
That question, what if Trump had multiple motives for pressuring Ukraine, some serving his personal interests, others serving the nation? Trump's lawyer Alan Dershowitz with a new explanation, saying the two are one and the same.
And if a president does something which he believes will help him get elected in the public interest, that cannot be the kind of quid pro quo that results in impeachment.
Now today, senators have another 8 hours of questioning before they finally get to that vote on witnesses tomorrow. But this morning, Republican leader Mitch McConnell believes he has enough votes to block additional witnesses. And top Republicans we've talked to are hopeful that they could move to acquit the president in the next 2 days. George.
Okay, Mary, thanks very much. Let's get more on this now from our senior national correspondent, Tara Moran. And Tara, let's begin with those pretty breathtaking arguments from the president's legal team. First, that it's perfectly legal to get foreign help in an election. And then Alan Dershowitz going even farther and saying that almost anything a president does to get reelected is almost by definition not impeachable because he thinks it's in the national interest.
Breathtaking, expansive, radical. That's what the president's critics are saying. And President Trump's legal team, make no doubt about it, they are making some of the most expansive claims for the power and the privilege of the presidency in our history. Richard Nixon once said, when the president does it, that means it's not illegal. It was roundly criticized at the time, but that is essentially the defense that President Trump is making. And the impact of it will be to strengthen the president, any president from now on, over the Congress, over the criminal law, over a lot of American life. George.
If indeed he is acquitted. It does appear, though, that it's quite a practical argument that's carrying the day with these senators on the fence about witnesses. This argument that basically the Senate would just be paralyzed if you kept calling in witnesses.
Yeah, it was so interesting listening to the questions from senators yesterday. You'd think they'd focus on guilt or innocence or the standards of judgment. So much of it focused on process, how it would tie up the Senate, how difficult it would be to get witnesses into the Senate and hold up the business of the Senate and the country for a long time. All process, and it raises the question, did the House fast track it too fast?
Tara Moran, thanks very much. You're going to be joining us for our live coverage of the Senate impeachment trial. I'll be anchoring with our political and legal team starting at 1 Eastern right here on ABC. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.